All right, so let's start again. I'm going to angle this way. What am I going to do? I'm going to push this way. So we're going to get into pivoting and pirouetting to get into Maiden and then needle to the bottom C, which is what I want to cover, okay? So you're going to angle like me, but not, of course, to the camera, but in that angle, and your left foot is advanced, your right foot is a 45, and you're pushing out, okay? What are we going to do? First of all, put your hands down and check to see if you dragged your left foot back, whether there was going to be a gap. If there's not, then you're not in a real good L stance, okay? Okay. So 45 degree in the back, and the front foot is on a 180 or 90 right straight, okay? So that's your reference point there. You push out, you're in a bow stance. We're going to, pivot on the back, sit back, sit down, pivot on the front, pirouette on the back, kick out with our right heel, reposition our ball, step out with our left hand comes out, flips to the top, shuttlecock goes right there. Sit back, sit down, pivot in, hold your ball, right heel comes out, right hand goes to the forehead, flips, and the left hand puts the shuttlecock right there. Half step to the back with your left. Now you're on a straightaway, and then we're going down to the bottom of the C. Okay? One more time this way, and we'll do it the other way. But we want to get good because you're not going to be able to see me on a pivot and a pirouette. Left foot forward, angle to the angled. Pushed out. Sit back, sit down. Pivot, pirouette. Kick out right. Kick out left. Spin, shuttlecock, there. Sit back, sit down. Pivot in, hold your ball. Right heel out, right hand spins, put the shuttlecock with your left hand right there. Then half step to the back. Okay? One more time, and then we're going to do the other way. Angle the same way, left foot forward, you've just pushed out. Sit back, sit down. Pivot, pirouette, kick out, spin out, shuttle there. Sit back, pivot in, hold ball, out, shuttlecock right there. Okay? Now we're going to face the road. Okay, and same thing, left foot forward, push out, okay, because you did have some homework. So people who have done their homework know where I am. Push out. What are we going to do? Sit back, sit down, pivot the front on the heel. Pirouette, reposition your hands on the right toe. Spin out, kick with your right, reposition your hands. You can see me. Left foot out, left hand comes up to the forehead, flips, shuttlecock there. Sit back, sit down. Twist in, hold your ball. Right heel out, right bottom hand, flips to the forehead, shuttlecock right there. Watch and do. Half step to the back. Set up your left hand. Right hand is down, swiped across here. I'm doing it on an exaggeration just so you can see. The right hand is this way. First you keep the palm down and you just move it here. And the left hand is like this. When we do this motion, the left foot has your weight. We're going to come up and go down. How? This is the left hand set up. The right hand sweeps across to below the left thigh. We're on the toe of the right. We do several things. We lift off, we swipe down, we come down. We come up one hand, join it with another hand, join it with the foot, and stretch out the knee, come forward, flash arms. Okay, talking about multitasking, this one's even a little bit more. Okay, let's try it again. Face the road, left foot forward, right foot 45, you just pushed out. Sit back, sit down. Pivot on the heel of the left, pirouette on the back toe, your hands are wrong, okay, or incorrect. Kick out with your right to reposition the ball. Left heel, left hand, flips, shuttlecock there. Sit back, sit down, twist in, hold your ball, heel out, spin the ball, flip the forward hand up, top hand flips, and the shuttlecock goes there. Half step to the back, across the hips and waist, down to the bottom of the sea. One hand up, two hands up for more stability, foot up, stretch out, flash your arms. Sit back, sit down. That's 3 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Okay, each time we're adding a little bit more. So so hands down now. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to move you from pivot, pirouette, maiden, then we moved into needle to the bottom of the sea, and now we're doing flash arms, and then now we're doing cloud hands. So you're saying, wow, this is getting tougher and tougher. But wait a minute, we have been working on this pivot and pirouette for a long time. So that should get a little bit easier, so then you can tackle the newer movements, okay? So that's the premise I'm coming from, okay? So we're gonna do it again, facing the road, left foot forward, you just pushed out. And you're really kind of sinking because the shoulders are dropped, okay? But now you're going to sit back and sit down to allow the front foot to then pivot and pirouette the back. We're going to spin out and kick with our right heel, reposition. Turn our hips and waist as we shuttle right to the left. Sit back, sit down. Pivot in, hold your ball. The maiden has to do both sides. Right heel, right hand, spins, turn the hips and waist, put the shuttlecock there. She did it both sides now, and we know that we're on a zigzag. We're going to take a straightaway movement, which is needle to the bottom of the sea. To get to a straightaway, we have to take a half step to our back with our left foot. Step back with our left, and half step means to our toe. Set up the left hand. Right hand came this way. Lift off, go down to the bottom of the sea. One hand comes up, two hands come up. Then what? We're stuck. The front foot comes up, stretches out. We have balance. We flash our arms like a fan. Wow, that's hard, but we were going slowly, okay? Sit back, sit down. We're at 9. We want to get to a twist step to 12. We want to twist out to the 9 o'clock, but we don't close because we only go to the right. Move the hips and waist to 12. Close the feet, flip the hands at 3, 12, 9 o'clock. Two things happen, flip the hands, open the feet because we want to go to the right. At 3 o'clock, we flip the hands, we turn it into a ball, we close the feet, we make a T. Out and to the side, ward off. Then you know how to get back home because you then grasp the bird's tail, do the other side, close to form, what we were working on earlier, okay? All right, just to mix it up now, let's take it on the angle, okay? Same thing. Take an angle, left foot forward, right foot 45, you just pushed out. Sit back, sit down, pivot, pirouette. Let's just do that, okay? Because we were really stalling it around. Okay, everybody just watch me first, okay? And then this is what you're gonna do. Left foot forward, right foot what? But we're watching me. We push out. Sit back, sit down. Why? Because we need to create a weightless or pivoted foot. Pivot, pirouette. Watch again. Push out. Sit back, sit down. Pivot, pirouette. Picking up the speed, I'm not going to say anything, okay? Okay? So our job is mainly to do this a little better, a little smoother, a little faster, but better, okay? So how am I doing it? All I'm doing is the same way, but I'm not taking my sweet old time. I pushed out, I sit back, I sit down, I twist, I pirouette, then I kick out, okay? Let's just get that segment done. Okay, so left foot forward, push out. Sit back, sit down. Pivot, pirouette. One more time, push out. Sit back, sit down. Pivot, pirouette. Okay, one more time, push out. Sit back, sit down. Pivot, pirouette. So now you see that the pivot and the pirouette are enhancing or logical movements because of what our pivoting and pirouette does. It's not a contrived, disconnected upper body, lower body, but the lower body is sort of dictating our upper body because it's coming now, connecting, and it's a little bit more natural. Let's get it really natural, okay? Left foot forward, push out. Sit back, sit down. Pivot, pirouette. Push out. Sit back. Twist, pirouette. Okay, we're going to add it on a couple more times. Push out. Sit back. Twist step. Pirouette. One more time, and then we're going to add on. Push out. Sit back. Pivot, pirouette, kick out right, left heel, left hand, shuttlecock there, maiden. Sit back, sit down, pivot in, hold your ball, out right, spin right, flip right, left there. How are we going to straighten out? Take a half step with your left toe, down, straight away to the bottom of the seat. One hand comes up, two hands come up, then your foot, just a way of centering. Stretch out the knee, put the knee down, put the heel down, flash arms like a fan. We're in a bow step. Sit back, sit down. Twist step, 12 o'clock, 9 o'clock. 12 o'clock, two things happen at 3, what? Flip the hands, close the feet. 12 o'clock, two things happen at 9. Flip the hands open. 12 o'clock. At 3 o'clock, you flip the hands, close the feet, form a ball, form a T. Bottom matches the top. Step out, bottom hand advances, forearm your opponent. Pause, turn the hips and waist, reposition the hands. What? Sit, down, sit, back. Turn at the hips and waist to look back. Backhand contacts the front hand, turns, then pushes from the center. Separates, sit, down, pause, come up, come out. Other side, sit back, sit down. Twist, step, hold your ball. Out to the side, bottom head advances to ward off your opponent. Turn the hips and waist, reposition the hands, sit down, sit back, look back, contact, turn at the hips and waist, middle of the body, push the energy through, separate and roll back and sit down, spiral up, lunge forward. Let's practice our closing. Sit back, sit down, pivot, open pivot, in pivot, embrace the tiger, right hand on the inside, shift the right foot over, turn at the wrist, bring the energy up, bring the tiger closer, push the tiger away. Separate, drop the shoulders, make yourself small, flex your knees, gravity takes you home, on the toe, off the ground, toe, arch, heel. Okay, good.